In today's video, I'm going to show you how to grow the best lettuce on the planet. One of the things that I'm really known for is growing lettuce 52 weeks a year. This is one of the crops that I quickly realized back when I first started farming that I really had to master so that way I could have consistent cash flow week after week. I farm here in West Tennessee, and this is not a good climate for growing lettuce. A lot of the ag extension agents here locally told me it was impossible not to waste my time, just because of the climate was so humid and so hot and so harsh that it just wasn't going to be a viable option. But see, I saw early on in my career, I did see potential that I could pull this off. I really saw how this could be one of the greatest assets for having cash flow that would then enable my farm. Because a lot of folks don't realize, but I started this farm here, Rose Creek Farms, with only $150 to our name. I was married, 2 young children, and so I quickly realized that I had to make this business be profitable and work. Any small business owner will tell you this, that cash flow is king. You have to have consistent cash flow week after week after week. For me, lettuce has been that. So I've really focused on trying to bridge the gaps in the growing season. And for me, that was summer, obviously, and then deep winter. Those are the 2 hard gaps to close. So back in 2015 was really the first season that I closed the gap during the summer and the winter. After spending and wasting tens of thousands of dollars on varieties and trials and different methods and all these things that I thought may work. All those failures helped me develop a system that has enabled me to grow lettuce 52 weeks a year since 2015. But here are a few tricks that I've really learned that I think if you were to really take and apply on your farm could really help you be a little bit more successful on your farm. Number 1 is soil health. You got to have healthy soil. And I just can't stress enough how important it is that you focus on soil health more than anything else on your farm. It's the foundation of what has made us as successful as we are. And in your early years, there's so much to learn. And you're building a business on top of trying to learn what I would almost call a forgotten skill. And that is really trying to focus on enabling your soil to thrive and to have as many living organisms as possible, and also to make sure that your soil is as much balanced nutritionally as possible. And sometimes, if you don't have a lot of knowledge or education on how to make that happen, the best thing you can do is hire a consultant to help guide you and give you some practical steps that you can follow to achieve that goal. The next step is going to be variety. And this is another thing that really gets overlooked. And this really is a moving target, and it's not really a concrete set variety for every farm all over the world. But as a grower, you really need to understand the importance of growing the right variety for the time of season that you're growing in. And this is going to be different for every single person, but if you have that as a goal, selecting the right variety for the right season, you'll get there. You may have to consult with some other growers, maybe some seed companies, or maybe even get with some folks who are really dialing it in for their climate and see if you can find out what varieties really work. Once you do, stick with that. Stick with those varieties that you know that works. You can experiment with a lot of other heirloom varieties if you want to, but you're going to be really confined to growing in the late fall and spring because a lot of those varieties may not perform well in the deep winter when your temperatures get down to zero, or in the extreme heat and humidity when your nights are above 85 degrees. The next thing is protected environments. So for us, we get a lot of rain. So what will happen is we'll get a lot of heat and humidity. We'll get 6 inches of rain in a day, hail, and it can decimate your lettuce. And so I did used to grow a lot out in the open field, but once we started to get a lot more rain, I just started to see a lot more crop loss due to excessive rain, hail, and a lot of backsplash from soil, which was really causing a lot more diseases and pests. For me, my growing practices change as my environment changes, and it's always changing. It never stops. We'll go through 5 years of cooler summers, and then we'll have a brutal, nasty summer that is really challenging to grow anything. So there's never this consistent trend. It is going up and down all the time. At least that's the way it is on my farm. So having these tunnels really gives me insurance and the protection that I need to have consistent, high quality lettuce week after week. I keep these up even in the summertime. I can utilize shade, as you see right now. It's really easy with these tunnels to have permanent overhead net-FM sprinklers, which really can make a lot more even watering for lettuce, which really helps proper growing. And I've got drip tape as well installed, and that enables me to add fertigation if I think the crop needs it. But overall, having a very simple tunnel like this can really, really help make growing lettuce a lot more efficient and easier. The last thing when it comes to growing lettuce is really focusing on what kind of type of lettuce does your customer want. If I were to grow, for example, this whole tunnel full of red leaf lettuce, I may be able to sell 100 and that's it. But if I want to sell a few thousand heads of lettuce every single week, then I need to really look at what varieties does my customers want to buy, whether that be romaine, whether that be butter, green leaf. There's a lot of different types of lettuce. Then I need to make sure that I'm selecting the right variety of that lettuce type. So that way, not only can I grow great lettuce, but I also can sell it consistently. So that is really a few of the basic practices and systems that I've really tried to hone in. There's a lot more details in that, which I don't have time to get into in this video, but these tips have really, really helped me from growing inconsistently, having poor sales, to being able to sell almost every single head of lettuce that I can grow. If you guys have found any of that information valuable and you really want to get into the finite details of what I do, I've got a really good, successful lettuce masterclass where I've got hundreds of these videos that really walk you through not only my systems, but how to solve complex problems that I think every grower around the world faces. If you really want to master this art of growing and selling lettuce year-round, check out my lettuce masterclass. The link is in the description below. I've also got a book called Growing Organic Lettuce. I just released it. It really covers a lot of my systems in a very visual way where I've got a lot of charts and pictures and a lot of these problem-solving techniques in that book. So you can check that book out as well. And if you want to learn more about how I grow everything here on my farm, from seed to store and all the different crops and systems, you can check out my Living Farm course in the link below. That's only $25 a month. And on there, I really share basically everything that I'm doing. And I'm releasing videos every single week of what I'm doing currently in each season. If you guys have enjoyed these videos, let me know down in the comments. And if there's anything else that you would like for me to cover in these short form videos, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.